Thank you, sir, for enlightening us with your knowledge. It is commendable how you explain the current scenario and detailed themes in such an articulate way. Like you said, hemophilia is not a disease but a psychosocial problem and requires collective efforts and sensitization of the community towards the issue. I'd like to welcome consultant ortho surgeon Dr. Fez to be able to join us this event. I would request him to join the panelists on the stage. Rare disorders often go unrecognized, resulting in a delayed diagnosis. It is therefore important to spread the awareness. I would now invite pediatric hematologist Dr. Altaf Ahmed to carry forward the section and share his knowledge with us.
Regarding the diagnosis and components management of patients with hemophilia. First of all, I would like to mention regarding the spectrum of these outpatient disorders which we are facing in our clinics. It is not only hemophilia that we are dealing with, we are dealing with some palliative functional disorders, that is homeostasis, which medical persons will be aware of. So, sir, I would like to inform you that we are having around 8 patients of Bernard-Silver syndrome, probably 10 to 11 patients of glandular thrombocythemia, congenital plasminogen inhibitor deficiency 1 patient. We are having congenital fibrinogeninias 2 siblings, and multiple factor deficiency, combined with factor 5 and factor 10 deficiency, 1 patient. Those patients are not yet registered with the blood with our hemophilia center, but I think there should be a comprehensive plan to register them as well, so that proper plan can be. जो प्रेजेंटेशन होती है उन पेशेंट्स की भी वो भी सिमिलर ही होती है. तो आपको माइंड में रखना है कि किस पेशेंट में हमें कोगुलेशन डिसऑर्डर सस्पेक्ट करना है, बिकॉज हमारे जो ऑडियंस हैं उनको दे आर ऑलरेडी अवेयर ऑफ इट, लेकिन उनको मैं आई वुड लाइक माय बेस्ट टू मेक देम अंडरस्टैंड. सो जिनमें फैमिली हिस्ट्री हेमोफिलिया की होती है, जैसे सर ने आपको अभी दिखाया कि इट इज एक्स-लिंक्ड, सो इट इज अ जेनेटिक डिजीज. मींस जिस घर में कोई बच्चा हीमोफिलिक है उसको फैमिली स्क्रीनिंग ही करनी चाहिए, क्योंकि आपके घर में दाना खास तो हो सकता है कोई फीमेल बच्चा है जो कैरियर होगा, और जब when she gives birth to a baby, he can be male baby, he can be hemophilic. So hemophilia should be diagnosed antenatally at birth because of family history. लेकिन ये भी माइंड में रखना है कि 1/3 दैट इज 33% पेशेंट जो होते हैं उनमें न्यू म्यूटेशन हो जाते हैं. दैट मींस जिस पेशेंट में फैमिली हिस्ट्री नहीं है, अगर उनको सिम्टम्स हैं जिसमें हमें सस्पेक्ट करना पड़ेगा कि ब्लड डिसऑर्डर हो सकता है, सो इट कैन स्टिल बी हीमोफिलिया. सो हमारा अप्रोच जो होता है दैट इज बेस्ड ऑन 2 एस्पेक्ट्स. वन इज देयर फैमिली हिस्ट्री ऑफ अ ब्लीडिंग डायबिटीज, नंबर 1, और द पेशेंट जो आपके पास आ गया ब्लीडिंग मैनिफेस्टेशन करके, अगर फैमिली हिस्ट्री है भी नहीं, स्टिल हमें नेग्लेक्ट नहीं करना है उसको. और ये आपको कम्युनिटी में भी ये बात अवेयर करनी है कि ब्लीडिंग मैनिफेस्टेशन जो होते हैं, बच्चों में जो खून आना होता है, ये कौन से सिम्टम है जो हमें नेग्लेक्ट नहीं करना चाहिए. सो we should suspect hemophilia in a child who has joint bleeds, acid bruising, unprovoked deep-seated bleeds, prolonged or excess bleeding because of minor trauma. Like कोई बच्चा है जिसको बार-बार स्किन पे दबे पड़ते हैं, ये हेमोफिलिया की मैनिफेस्टेशन हो सकती है. कोई जॉइंट में कोई सूजन चढ़ गई, So it can be, and I can give you an example. Patient was operated as septic arthritis and proved to be hemophilia. Still, on and off, I see कभी presentation आ सकती है, but nowadays our orthopedists are well aware of coagulation disorders, so we get them earlier. Intracranial hemorrhage, hemophilia में दरअसल 2% बच्चों में हो जाती है. I want to share an experience that I think 2-3 years before we received a kid who had an intracranial hemorrhage at 6 months. He was operated. He had developed unfortunately post-hemorrhagic hydrocephalus and was operated, and a VP shunt was put in place. No complication was observed while putting a VP shunt. After 6 months of, I think, probably 5-6 months of discharge, he came to me with some other complaint. But I thought, why this kid had a hemorrhage, intracranial hemorrhage at 6 months? So when we did his cognogram, his APTT was 112, and factor VIII activity was less than 1%. So actually, a severe hemophilia had undergone surgery for VP shunt. 3 times cognogram was done, which was normal. So that emphasizes the need of a good quality coagulation laboratory as far as diagnosis of these coagulation disorders is concerned. So other neonatal presentations are subgaleal bleed, cephalhematoma, या कोई बच्चा है सर्कमसिशन किया उसके बाद ब्लीड इतनी
I'd like to extend my welcome to Principal, Dean, Government Health Policy Member, Professor Dr. Samuel Singh. Thank you, ma'am, for gracing this occasion.
So prolonged bleeding after circumcision. कोई बच्चा है सर्कमसिशन किया, रूटीन सर्कमसिशन, ब्लीडिंग इतनी हो गई कि कंट्रोल नहीं हो रही है. So ये मैनिफेस्टेशन, ये सिम्टम हमें नेग्लेक्ट नहीं करना है. It can be a warning bleed of a major future bleed. So कोई भी बच्चा है जिसको ब्लीडिंग ज्यादा होगी, कोगुलेशन प्रोफाइल के लिए इवैल्यूएट करना चाहिए, या वैक्सीनेशन जो हम रूटीन बच्चों में करते हैं. So वैक्सीनेशन के बाद हेमेटोमा हो गया या सिंपल विटामिन के बर्थ के टाइम दिया, पेशेंट को हेमेटोमा बड़ा हो गया, स्वेलिंग चढ़ गई, सूजन चढ़ गई, अगर ब्लड क्लॉट हुआ है उसमें, सो उसमें हमें ये चीजें माइंड में रखनी है कि इस पेशेंट को कोगुलेशन एब्नॉर्मलिटी हो सकती है. So as far as bleeding phenotypes are concerned, we divide it into 3 types. Anytime, infants ankle is the common site, and older children it is knees as far as the joints are concerned. So when to suspect a patient as hemophilia? First of all, we look at basic coagulation, like it depends on severity of hemorrhage. जो मैंने आपको अभी बताया, any child having grade 3 hemorrhage. Grade 3 we mean unexplained intracranial hemorrhage or unexplained hip hematoma, knee hemarthrosis, या GI bleed जो मेसू हो रहा है, जो एक्सप्लेन नहीं हो रहा है आपको किसी और काज से, या कोई पेशेंट है रिकरेंट ग्रेड 2 हेमरेज हो रहे हैं, लाइक रिकरेंट एपिस्टैक्सिस हो रहा है, रिकरेंट इकेमोटिक हो रहा है. So we should not neglect these bleeding manifestations. So we will go for a baseline investigation, that is platelet count, which should be above 1.5 lakhs. Prothrombin will be normal. In hemophilia, it is APTT which is prolonged. So a patient in cognogram having normal CBC, normal prothrombin time, but prolonged APTT, think of coagulation disorder, that's hemophilia. But we should keep in mind that there are some other conditions which cause prolonged APTT, that is von Willebrand disease, lupus anticoagulant, factor 11 as well as factor 12 deficiency. Although factor 12 deficiency will have prolonged APTT, but without bleeding manifestation. And lupus anticoagulant will have a rather risk of thrombosis rather than bleeding. Still APTT will be prolonged. So APTT, when it is prolonged, doesn't always mean patient is having hemophilia. So our further setup will be whether this APTT is because of factor VIII deficiency or it is some other cause which has given rise to prolonged APTT. So we will go for a mixing study. Mixing means we mix the plasma of patient with equal proportion of a normal plasma which contains factor VIII. So, and repeat this APTT after 1 hour. There should be, if there is factor VIII deficiency, there should be correction, and if there is no correction, even after 1 hour mixing, so we think there are antibodies against factor VIII or factor IX, or there is a glucose anticoagulant. So our statistical approach will be assessment of factor VIII level or factor IX level in those patients where there is correction after mixing study, so that we can make a specific diagnosis of which type of hemophilia we are dealing with, and we can classify as far as the severity is concerned, because our approach will be severity based. But while doing a coagulogram, you have to take care of some important things. That is, we should not get a false erroneous report. Means, जब भी आप coagulogram करते हैं, exercise has to be avoided. Drugs which have antiplatelet activity, like aspirin, NSAIDs, they should be avoided. And coagulogram should be reported within 4 hours. If you have a delay in processing and you report a coagulogram after 4 hours, chances of getting an erroneous report are there. So what we will be doing, we will go for plasma separation. Means we will prepare platelet poor plasma by repeated centrifugation. Platelet poor plasma we mean that the plasma should contain less than 10,000 platelets per microliter. Then we can store the sample at -20 for 2 weeks. Second important cause of erroneous report, as far as our laboratory technologists are concerned, is the ratio of blood with the anticoagulant. That has to be 9:1. If there is more than 10% discrepancy in this ratio, we will get an erroneous report. Means, if you are collecting a sample by the report, where the ratio of blood with the anticoagulant is not proper, we should discard this sample rather than issue a false report. But as far as hemophilia B is concerned, in neonates, factor IX level is physiologically low. So we should re-establish the diagnosis at 6 months.